Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to discuss with you styles of leadership, and the style I'm going to discuss is free rein style. The targeted learning objectives are: after studying this topic you will be able to understand the meaning of free rein style of leadership, its features, advantages, disadvantages and suitability. All managers are not the same. Some allow their group members to make the decisions. Managers set the objectives and employees are free to do whatever is appropriate to accomplish those objectives. Such style of leadership is known as the laissez-faire or the free rein style of leadership. Now the meaning of free rein leadership. Free rein leadership, also known as the delegative leadership, means a style which involves complete delegation of authority so that subordinates themselves take the decisions. So under this style of leadership, a manager gives complete authority to his team of subordinates so that they themselves learn how to take the decisions. This is a French word, laissez-faire, which means no interference in the affairs of others. In French, laissez means to let or allow and faire means to do. Now we'll discuss the features of free rein leadership. Number 1, this style involves complete delegation of authority so that subordinates themselves take the decisions. A manager gives complete authority to the subordinates and subordinates learn how to take the decisions under various situations. Second is, the free rein leader avoids holding power. He is not a kind of a person or a manager who loves holding power, but he avoids holding the power and surrenders the authority to the subordinates. Third one is, he serves as a link. Manager serves as a link who helps in bringing the information and the required necessary resources needed by the subordinates. Now in this picture, as you can see here, A is the manager, he is the leader, and he has a team of 4 subordinates, and Mr. A, who is the leader, is following the subordinate-centered leadership. He avoids the use of power and gives complete freedom to the subordinates. As in this picture, you can see B, C, D and E are communicating freely, easily with each other, and they are discussing and taking the necessary decisions related to a particular task. And who has given them the authority to take decisions? The manager, who is following the subordinate-centered leadership style. A manager following the free rein style says, "I trust you, I trust my team of subordinates." Many advantages of free rein leadership. Number 1, positive effect on the job satisfaction and morale of subordinates. Now, why employee feel that he is fully satisfied with his job? Because he gets the opportunity to take the decisions. He feels very important in an organization. As a result, his morale goes up and he will not think of leaving the job, which gives him complete job satisfaction. Second is maximum scope for development of subordinates. Now, why scope of development is there? Because they are learning the ability of taking the decisions which will help them in attaining the higher positions in the organization. Third is full utilization of potential and capacity of employees. Many employees are so talented. Sometimes some managers just ignore such kind of potential of their employees. They do not utilize it fully. but a free rein manager definitely utilizes the potential and capacity of his team of subordinates. So there is no misutilization or underutilization. There is always a fuller utilization of the potential of employees under this style of leadership. But all is not good about the free rein leadership style. It has certain limitations and disadvantages. So now we'll discuss them. Number 1, subordinates do not get the guidance and support of leaders. Managers completely gives the freedom and authority to the subordinates. But subordinates, though they have the complete freedom and authority to take decisions, but they miss the opportunity of the able guidance and support of their leaders, which is not good many times. So they must be given the due guidance and support of their leaders or managers. Second limitation is it ignores the contribution of leader. When the targets are achieved, tasks are accomplished, then subordinates generally has a tendency of taking the credit themselves. They ignore the contribution and the timely provided guidance of their leader. So they take the full credit themselves that this task has been accomplished because of our efforts. So leader is totally ignored by them. His contributions is totally ignored by the subordinates. Third one is subordinate may work in different directions and which may result in chaos and confusion in the organization. All will think that my decisions are appropriate. Others should simply follow my decisions. My style of authority should prevalent in my group. So subordinates have a tendency of working in different directions many times, which will create total confusion in the organization, which is not good. Now we'll discuss the suitability of free rein leadership style. This style is suitable when subordinates are well trained and they are highly knowledgeable. Unless and until they are well trained and knowledgeable persons, a manager must not go for the free rein style. Second, subordinates should be self-motivated and ready to assume the responsibility. Because if they are self-motivated, they will definitely motivate others also. They will motivate their team members also, and they should be ready to assume the responsibility, the task which has been assigned to them by their managers. So these two conditions should be there. Then a manager should think of adopting the free rein leadership style. Now I am going to give you one example related to the free rein style of leadership. Who follows this style of leadership? As you can see in this picture, this smile given by the person is none other than Warren Buffett. Warren Edwin Buffett is an American investor, a business tycoon, and a philanthropist who is the chairman and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway Company. He is considered one of the most successful investors in the world. And do you know, he has a net worth of 88.9 billion US dollar as of December 2019, making him the fourth wealthiest person in the world. And he follows the free rein leadership style. The laissez-faire leaders in the history, Mr. Warren Buffett, he follows the free rein leadership style. He says, pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours and you will drift in that direction. Once an investment decision is made, he trusts his manager to know how to achieve the performance he expects. So, we have discussed three different styles of leadership: autocratic, democratic, and the laissez-faire. Now, the question to a manager is, what's your style? Autocratic, who says my way or the highway. Democratic, who says Let's have a show of hands and laissez-faire. Oh, do whatever you want, man. Autocratic leader makes very short-handed decisions and basically goes for the goal quickly and without other people's input. On the other hand, laissez-faire leader allows people to work on their own without micromanagement, very laid back. And democratic. A democratic leader is sort of a mix of both, making the final decision but allowing people to add their own input. So, three different styles. Autocratic, as you can see in the picture, do this. He's saying his team of subordinates, do this. And laissez-faire, he is saying, do this or that as you see fit. And democratic person's approach is, what do you think we should do? So he is taking their opinion. Now, which style should be followed by a leader? He should be democratic, authoritarian, or laissez-faire. That depends on the team of subordinates he is dealing with and the situation also. So, the conclusion is, a leader may use all the styles over a period of time. However, one style tends to predominate the normal way of using power. The perfect leadership is a combination of some of the autocratic, some of the democratic, and some of the delegative styles of leadership. Ultimately, a manager's role is to effectively give the leadership. Effective leadership is getting work done, tasks completed on time, and goals achieved at minimum cost. At the same time, that manager has to keep his team of subordinates happy and highly motivated. And as a result of following these different styles of leadership, a manager will definitely achieve the success in the organization. So this is the importance of styles of leadership. Thank you so much for watching.